Hello! Congratulations. This is to buy personal trade lines. Now, if you don't know what trade lines are, then go watch the rest of the course. But trade lines are so powerful and so impactful to really boost your credit score to get you the maximum amount of funding. I'm going to recommend that everybody gets 4 trade lines. That's the magic number. 2 is the minimum. 4 is what you really want to really boost your score and get it over the hump of where it needs to be before you go into funding. Now, trade lines cost $1,000 each, and the big thing is you're basically investing into your personal credit to get more funding at the end. So this process always goes, first we got to remove all the negative stuff off your credit report. Now we got to add positive things to your credit report, and the superpower is personal credit builder loans. Never apply for a credit builder credit card. They'll screw up your history. And buying trade lines, personal trade lines. A trade line just makes it so that you become an authorized user on somebody else's credit cards. Okay, you're never going to get this person's credit card information. You're never going to be able to use this credit card. The whole idea is this credit card of somebody else, they have great credit. They have a really big size of credit card, and they're basically going to sign you on as an authorized user so that it can report to the credit bureaus that you are attached to this credit card. Now, here are the things that trade lines do. First of all, they're going to add age to your credit profile, which is really important. You have to have at least above 2 years of credit history. And when you go to Experian or you go check your credit report, it will tell you what your credit age is. More than 2 years, you have to have that, or you have to buy trade lines. This is going to add payment history to your credit profile. Payment history basically just means that when you get attached to one of these credit cards, it's going to show that on-time payments were reported to this credit card every single time, which is really, really powerful for your credit because credit is all about credibility and payment history. Okay, and then number 3, it's going to help you with your utilization. Utilization just means that when you use most of your credit card, it hurts your credit profile. So if you max out your credit cards, your utilization is going to be maxed out. So instead of paying back all these credit cards, a lot of people are in debt with credit cards, and then it's like, I would rather you buy trade lines then pay them all the way off. Now, yes, it is still really important for you to pay off your credit cards. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying before you go into funding, these trade lines, instead of paying your credit cards down, which would help your credit, we're essentially adding available credit to your credit profile with these authorized users. Okay, so this boosts your score. Now, look, when I do it all the time. We're doing it right now with our funding company. When you buy these trade lines, your credit score could go up 100, even 150 points. Okay, and it's going to look as good as possible before we go into funding. That's what we want. We want the higher your credit score, the more funding you're going to get. And if you don't get trade lines and you go into funding, you're going to screw yourself over because your file wasn't as powerful as it could be. You're only going to get maybe $20,000, $30,000 when you go into funding, as opposed to if you get those trade lines and you boost it up. Now you're talking about getting more like 75 to 150 to 200,000. Because you took the time to invest into your building your credit up the right way before you go into funding. Okay, so this call, we're going to analyze your credit report. We're going to look at how many trade lines you need realistically to go into funding or to boost your score to get maximum funding. Then you're going to have to pay me because I'm the broker. And then you basically have to send me the money. As soon as the money hits my account, I wire it. I get the trade lines. The trade lines then are going to take, like I would say, sometimes we can get them in 2 weeks. Most of the time, it's 2 to 4 weeks, and they have to report on your credit report, okay? And then as soon as they report, then you can go into funding, all right? And you want to make sure that they report on all 3 credit bureaus. And when I'm looking at which trade lines to buy, I'm always getting the oldest trade lines. I'm always getting the biggest trade lines, and I'm always trying to find the ones that are going to report the soonest, but also that are going to report to all 3 bureaus. This is incredibly important. We don't want to just buy a trade line and have it not report to all 3, because then when you try and fund, you're going to have certain bureaus that don't have the trade line that aren't getting the boost that we want. All right, so these are all important things you need to know. But below this link is to book a call with me and my team. Buy trade lines. Okay, if you're ready for trade lines, let's get it. Let's get after it. We're just going to pull up your credit, so make sure you have your credit available. And we're going to go over how many trade lines you need to basically get maximum funding. Cool. And again, these are for personal trade lines. Business trade lines or something else. A trade line literally just means a new account reporting on your credit report. That's all it means. Awesome. All right, book a call. Talk to you soon.